Make your choice then, senior society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusions? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphorius, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up, would you?
Your logical deductions are vastly different from mine. Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this world? Just as the Chrysos heirs did. Re-evaluate your calculations and take into account all enemies in the upcoming war among the Eons. Amphorius is not a place where 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight to the death. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possibility that the Remembrance and their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray as well?
Overnight.
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing he said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer. He didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct. And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail.
This is horrifying.
I'll only warn you once. Leave her body. Now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.
God damn, that's where it ends.
So this was my...
Back then, the tides of the and the young princess inside she snuck into forbidden grounds while a chessboard, a stack of pieces, and a strange woman.
Fancy a game? If you are my match, then I'll call you my friend.
The stranger's voice was husky and coarse.
If you can beat me, then I'll call you my teacher.
The princess proudly retorted. Despite the bravado, the princess had never touched chess. Well, first she learned the knights, bishops.
I have learned all there is to learn.
Barely out of childhood, the princess raced into games of chess. Those who looked down on her faced many losses. Those who glorified themselves forfeited in a mess. At her prime, none could rival her. the waves of the Chrysos. The Achaemons welcomed a ruler. She was deemed Imperator and loved to play chess with herself. Before every god-slaying campaign, she
Isn't it lonely to play chess against yourself?
But now, she who bore the crown finally realized the flame chase's beginning was like fuel being tossed onto the fire, and in the unending road of Martin, there were often jesters behind the king, curious about her. One claimed the Imperator was cruel, executing her own teacher. But not many such rumors.
No matter. That was indeed the criminal sentence I read out.
The Imperator stated evenly,
My teacher was an enemy hostage whom my elders had imprisoned. Her state betrayed our alliance and must be executed according to law. But she taught me chess. So why can't I chisel the word teacher on her tombstone now?
when the princess personally cleaned up the possession, the stranger's hoarse chuckle still echoed in her ear, laughing at the eternal fate of imprisonment, and at how the one facing her was the princess of the enemy.
Is this your final game for me, my teacher?
The princess imagined the end game over and over. Even the concealed truths suddenly dawned on her during a more difficult contest in the future. An unfinished...
The leader herself actually dares to step forth and...
On the board, the king too is but a chess piece. If the king does not lead, how would any dare to follow?
She lifted the king of the crystal pieces high, as though proclaiming the ascension of a new king. Who would win? The holy city that has stood for 1,000 years, or the foreign city-states invading? Hollow hatred ignited.
Only a miracle can save us now.
There is no need to panic. The miracle is already here.
Under the banners dancing like waves. Who would win? The general who saved the city, or the high and mighty with their privileged... The guillotine fell, severing the elder's life. The whispers dissipated, and the scales of victory.
From this day forth, I shall bring justice to the holy city.
The people cried out her name and knelt in reverence, but were stopped by the sound of the scepter of authority striking the ground.
Do not lower your heads beneath my crown.
This was the first and also the only Imperator. Who would win? The heroes bursting with ambition, or the omnipotent god?
The Imperator issued the decree! The start of the flame chase journey is at hand!
Perhaps drawn by the grand design to welcome the air. On the day the journey began, the sky was an expanse. As for the end of that chess game, the scholars debate. The invincible Imperator faded at the pinnacle of power. The banner once revered by the people said,
Even the sovereign that conquers all before her is no match for fate.
Yet she said,
In a war with fate, Has there ever been any justice?
The Imperator's army stormed into the northern states for the first time, passing through city gates scorched by war.
Another tyrant still!
So exclaimed the angry child. The rock tossed from up high hit the girl's crown. The girl reached out, not to straighten the crown on her head, but to help up the child shivering in dread.
I heard in the old laws of this land, whoever assaults the crown shall be punished. But I wear another land's crown. And your old laws should also be abolished.
After many days, the Gold Weaver discovered in shock that wearing a crown or a hat to the side was now this land's fashion, likely to remain with the Imperator's name in tradition. The so-called heroes with golden blood in their... Who's to say this was not the gods' plan? To have the heroes at each other's throats, so that... Who made this world a chessboard?
Dux Gladiorum, Dux Carminum, Dux Helcalithist, Dux Fragoris, Dux Brumalis. Heed my call!
The girl stood before a mighty army with her scepter.
Today, I will insist on crossing the Rubicon. Gather the might of all heroes and begin the journey to slay gods!
Half of the core flames were now in her hands, and the hidden trickery titan stirred, leaving... The Imperator summoned the heroes to discuss, finally stopping after much hesitation, as they had already. The warrior of the fractured blade laughed boldly.
Our sovereign is good at open strategies and struggles with trickery. But where is that live fit?
The Imperator replied with a chuckle.
Her? She probably disliked the scent of cats and submerged herself in the baths.
The years spent with her dukes didn't seem too far distant. Yet only after the end of many wars did the heroes discover...
The road of a ruler is a lonely one. One day, we'll only be able to see her retreating form.
The Swordmaster of Singing Waves was worried too. When all others had departed in intoxication, the two of them gazed into each other's eyes.
Drink one more cup with me, my dear follower.
In the end, the Imperator first broke the silence.
When compared to the taste of salt and blood, I sometimes miss your ambrosia.
About the destruction soon to be born and the eternally occurring...
So this is the old world I must fight against.
The girl's expression bore no sorrow or tragedy. Instead, she looked more solemn and ready than ever. Whoever stated that two kings could not meet face to face in chess?
I am the sovereign of Akamon. I once faced the gods. So what do I have to fear about the laws hanging behind such gods? I will chop up the old laws and let them be firewood for the new.
No matter the cost, that was the Imperator's lifelong conviction. Never changed, always persistent.
I dreamed that the Imperator's statue stood before the world-wearing old men. Blood gushed out from the statue's orifices. people in cheers and elation. The tyrant's life will end with violent death. None will weep. She will die before the dawn come.
A vengeful aristocrat. One whose title was stripped by the Emperor.
We cannot agree with your excessive deeds. You have imprisoned Trebios' split selves, demanding that divine authority regress into the ruler's mouthpiece. We will reveal your future with the prophecy. And tell in truth, your crusade will indeed be a smooth path. Yet in the same breath, we see omens of your death, a demise in an absolute pure darkness. Even so, please excuse us, as our eyes continue to be drawn to your crown's flames. Dux Fatorum. You don't exactly hate that name.
In the name of Yanisopolis' priestess, holy maiden and oracle, thus spoke the Imperator's Dux Fatorum.
Allow me to remind you, your life is now on a countdown with the fall of law. I must confirm. Is our you are as resolute as always. Good. Let us end this.
Amphorius is Theoros, the Imperator's co-conspirator, like Kirkus.
The Imperator betrayed the Flame Chase Alliance. And I was the sinner who paved the way for her achievements. Like how a deep-sea fish cannot escape the tide's push and pull, I granted her an end fitting for a tyrant. Her dying smile gazed towards my she commanded me to wash away all sins and filth, and return a blinding dawn to the holy city. She commanded me to set up stones and monuments in lightless seabeds to commemorate our friends. But who will remember her achievements? I will. I will rest with her in a lonely song.
Electra, the last heir of the ocean, who played music on the waves alone, spoke thus.
Please record the truth of my life, dear author. No need for words of praise or solemnity. Just as I once instructed Dux Carminum, the histories of rulers are not for recording our merits, but for warning future generations. As for why the Imperator died, and what reproach she would face in life and death, those should be left for the new world to judge. Now I have personally entered my end, a self-flagellation. Let the boiling gold covering the holy city be stamped with my name. For I am certain I have won half a move against the gods. And this unfinished game will be left to the future to reach completion.
Seridra, the only Imperator the holy city had ever seen, spoke thus. My friend, have you heard of whether in a corner of the... She had hair like some say she was Nikador. Oh, mysterious and beautiful. Many claim to have seen that
She once whispered in my ear.
Her worshippers recite her deeds, even writing some into family teachings. Curious poets ask up and down the land, only to find that the details of these encounters are difficult to recount, even for the witnesses It is not known since when people recite her name during prayer to...
They still didn't pick me!
Don't forget the Healer of Twilight.
Scholars and poets, that princess came from beyond the sky. Her shooting star, like crystal ice, pierced the fog of the Veil of Evernight. She made friends with the Titan, and whenever the months of Evernight descended, they would meet again. The children loved that tale. Therefore, as the moon turned and shifted phases, the story became true. But someone always questions, unable to read the air.
There are no worlds beyond the sky.
Rosy Celestial Maid, the reckless adventurer, takes out the photo stone. The citizens laugh, after all, long before the... So, my friend, have you really heard of the Rosy Celestial Maiden? In the years spent wandering the earth, the beasts of the land surrounded it. After, the tiny humans came in. Yet the deep irises of the giant dragon recalled at the moment that Thousands of years later, the giant dragon realized those tiny creations of Kevli.
How can there be such a huge Dromus?
Dromus? No, that's a walking mountain of gold.
Yet the giant dragon simply walked and quietly listened to the people's language. Many years later, Akula, a swordmaster who broke the waves, stopped its way, and a ruler, commander of the chessboard, looked up with inquiry.
Are you the Dromus that has been attacking all states?
The commander invited the giant dragon to hunt the divine. The giant dragon nodded, but it did not look at the commander, and never mentioned where its timeless sight had all.
Giorios shall be executed here!
The Titan, in a painful daze, closed their eyes with a sigh. Suddenly, the mountains shook, and the land the calamity of lands asunder. Who should shoulder such a duty? The giant dragon sunk in. For the earth was the breast of Giorios, and the dragon's birthplace. And from that day forth, Amphorius had a new... When entering the flame, she had already experienced the Emperor Carminum's charms, and Helcalithist's gentleness warmed her like a... Occasionally, the swordmaster, till one day, a golden trout. In that holy city where golden figs grew, the messenger of fate led to her a...
What kind of clothes are you even wearing?
The girl snickered behind her hand, while the messenger pulled on her sleeve.
Aggie, don't be rude!
Such hubris, delicate fish. Are you not aware that there's food on your face?
The messenger's eyes opened wide.
Aggie, you've been snacking behind my back again!
Exposing me like this. I'll get my revenge.
The sword master smiled. After that first meeting...
So, you really came from the Sea of Souls? Do all the children of the ocean dress funny like this?
The sword master did not chase the girl away, but also did not respond. So the girl used her hands.
You can't be seen like this. I'll send you a new dress.
Some days later, the sword master appeared in finery at a ball. All were awed by her splendor, with only the imperator thinking in wonder.
How rare to see you like this. Oh, so lonely, Gladius.
The sword master's wardrobe grew full, and people praised Akima's gold weaver, but only the sword master noticed that the smile on the girl's face, the calamity of lands asunder, added to the girl's weariness. Yet another feast arrived where the gold weaver was absent. The singing
Who would have thought? I've sunk so low that I need you to comfort me.
She gave a bitter chuckle next to the bonfire.
You were as gloomy as the bedrock of the ocean when we first met.
The sword master held a tall chalice containing...
I remember you were once curious about the stories under the sea. Then allow me to use my songs to reveal the past known to none.
In the depths, its residents all, for the queen loved her people. Only one rocky castle was silent. Were a monster of the depths to invade, the princess would raise her sword to engage. The people always rang her triumphs before she returned, for her swordsmanship was superb, never suffering defeat.
Princess! Come enjoy the feast with us.
The triumphant people raised their glasses, yet she declined with a smile and a wave. The children of the sea thought she was shy, but little did they know that in the dead of night, her castle too echoed with music. Though that music was loud, before a song even finished, the princess was already...
All of your people sing and dance with skill. So why do I alone lack a good singing voice?
The princess wept, her face on the queen's knees.
The ocean's favorite child can control the waves and is invincible in battle. In exchange, Talantin took away your singing voice.
queen consoled the princess, caressing the other's hair bun. Finally, she...
If you're truly troubled, then imbibe the honey brew in this blessed chalice and throw yourself into the feast at ease.
The liquid in the cups.
Princess, come sing with us!
She finally ceased to hesitate. When her song was over, it felt as if waking from a dream. The people rushed to raise their glasses. But as soon as the honey brew touched her lips, the princess plummeted to the ground, and her cheeks became rosy in drunkenness.
Seems like you still have not been able to get rid of that curse.
The gold weaver softly took the cup away from her hand.
If you want to enjoy yourself to the fullest, then leave this honey brew till the very end.
She returned home after before her, the creator of the sea siren. When the blood pact of the law won over the ocean's core flame, the sea siren once again lost her melodious voice.
I am willing to accept the final Imperial command. But it is a pity that our feast was ultimately a mirage.
The deep sea became a silent place of dwelling. Hugging her knees, Electra locked herself in. Savage and fearsome monsters swam.
Long time no see, Gladius. Icinant. Now you have truly become the ocean's bedrock.
old friends met again, and new friends came in greeting.
If you don't mind,
The resplendent pearl sparkled.
we hope you can regain your strength and sing for the world once again.
Electra Yet the path to the sea of stars. The golden trout never met with her again, and the way all the flames had died out, extinguished until this world fell into eternal silence. And the wordless enemies in the deep sea were the audience of this rite, the Theors.
You already know that
the sea.
Since the mirage of pleasures can only disappear like foam. When you return, will you save some ocean spray for me?
This was a city of fest. It was beautiful and radiant. The siren once loved as a fish, until a millennium later, when the fish from beyond the sky finally took their seat.
I enjoy banquets. How about you, little gray fry?